Good morning, COMM 1010 classmates. My name is Sherry Wilkerson, and I am Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised. I have lived a lot of places in the U.S. Due to my husband's job. I've lived in Southern California, lived in Northern California, lived in West Michigan, Middle Georgia, coastal Georgia, and I think that about covers it. So I am not a full-time student at MCU. I am taking one class per semester. I do intend to enroll full-time, hopefully soon. My husband and I have 4 children. One is 23, one is 21. So I have a son who's 23, a son who's 21, a daughter who's 18, and a son who's 17. And our 2 youngest still live at home, and my daughter's in her senior year of high school. My son is in his junior year of high school. So I'm just trying to still be present largely for them, even though they are super independent and would tell you that, they're grown, whatever. What brought me to midwifery? I'm a birth and postpartum doula, a Lamaze childbirth educator. And before that, I was a high school English teacher for about 15 years. And I just feel so drawn to the work of midwifery, as I believe many of us do. And I guess I can say that it started with being pulled in with a local home birth midwife as being trained as her birth assistant, and just really seeing the quiet, steady impact that home birth midwives make on a birthing community. And I feel really passionate about making a change where I am, one birth at a time. And so that's my track right now. My husband is a chaplain for the United States Army, so hopefully we won't get moved around. I think we're at a point where we will be here. And I live in a northern suburb of Metro Atlanta. Some of the things that I find, maybe one thing that I find challenging as I think about becoming a midwife, I think just in kind of a legal way, is that Georgia does not have licensure for midwives, right? Well, for home birth midwives right now. And there is a House bill that has been introduced, and everyone is greatly hopeful that in the 2020 session that that will get passed. So we have a lot of support behind that. But, as with anything, we have a lot of non-support too. So I personally would love to practice in a state where there was licensure for midwives and for home birth midwives. And but in terms of the midwifery side of things, I think just being able to see a lot of different situations as a birth assistant, as a midwifery assistant, I feel not scared, but just sometimes I walk away from a birth and think, oh wow, would I have the wisdom to make that same call? Or would I have done things differently? And just feeling the weight and, that balance between honoring. So this is how I see it in my mind right now, and I'm totally open to learning how this could be different. But right now, I see it as a balance between, you know, honoring, like deeply honoring the birthing parents' wishes about what they want to happen in their birth experience, and then balancing that with the wisdom of a competent and confident birth worker to be bold enough to say, I think we need to make a different decision in this situation. So, I'm looking forward to learning more and understanding where the time is to, when the time comes, to do that. And so I think part of that is having those hard conversations. So I'm really excited about this class. In the past, I have been a person who does not necessarily love or seek out confrontational conversation, but just because of the nature of life and growing older and encountering different life situations where I've really had to advocate for myself, or I think something that's been a real spur for me is watching my kids and trying to teach them how to advocate for themselves, and understanding that if I don't advocate for myself, I cannot be an effective role model for my kids. So I'm just learning to step into that more and better. So also, this should have probably been in the introductory, but just trying to think of the different things that we want to share on this video. I do identify as a female, and so my pronouns that I prefer are she and her. I would like to say that, so I mentioned that we have the 4 children. I also, my husband and I have also had a full-term stillbirth in 1997. 40 weeks, we believe, just based on what I know now, that it was some sort of cord accident and compromise there. But there were no outward indications to give any reasons for his death. So I am particularly sensitive to moms and empathetic with mothers and birthing people who have walked through a situation like that, or know that they are about to walk through a situation like that. It's surprisingly, I have not encountered a whole lot of that in my work as a birth doula and postpartum doula, but the times that I have, I feel like I've been able to draw from my own experience, but not in a way to reframe their experience, but just as a way to feel compassion and sit with someone in their grief. So let's see, what else? I really love to follow people on Instagram. So if y'all have Instagram accounts, I would love to hear about them, maybe in the conversation piece. And my Instagram is A Better Birth, but I think if you type in Sherry Wilkerson, I'll pop up as that too. So yeah, I loved our first initial kind of online chat yesterday where we learned about the class. I love the webcam features sometimes. Honestly, if you see me on the webcam, I'm generally going to have on glasses because 47, I need readers on top of my contact lenses. So that's just life. But always just want to put it out there that if you guys ever have birthing needs, or friends who have birth needs or resources in the Atlanta area, please don't hesitate to reach out, because I love connecting people with the resources that they need. And I'm looking forward to interacting with y'all throughout the semester. Bye.